Netflix's Queen Cleopatra is having a horrible time. The show currently has one of the worst reviewer scores in history. The release of the series on Netflix did not go over well with fans. After 10,000 fan reviews, Queen Cleopatra is currently sitting on a review score of 3%. The critics gave it a solid 15. The strange thing about the critic score is that only some people reviewed the show. There are currently only 13 reviews from professional online critics. Usually, they will take advantage of an opportunity to review a show like this. It is safe to assume that reviewers stay clear of the show due to its lousy storytelling. As most know, the race of Queen Cleopatra is a debate within the show. Many do not believe that this queen is of native African descent, and instead, most historians believe that she was primarily Greek. However, this show is part of Jada Pinkett Smith's African Queen series. Instead of choosing a real black African queen, of which there are many, they decided to reimagine Cleopatra. However, the race of Cleopatra is not the only thing that is imaginary. The viewership for the show is equally made up. For many, this show is what is wrong with television today. Instead of creating a show that can stand independently, they decided to rage bait. It is a classic, and people are sick of it. If you make a docu-series, you must make it somewhat accurate. We all understand that these types of shows get dramatized. With that said, if you dramatize the show, do not call it a docuseries. Just call it a drama. That is what Narcos did, and look how popular they are. The rating of 3% for Queen Cleopatra is not the only low number the series recorded. The viewership for the show could be better. Within its first week of release, the show's viewership is 20.2 million hours. This is not a very impressive number. One thing to note is that streaming numbers are more deceptive. On streaming services, they can push a show much more relentlessly than what is possible on TV. On a streaming service like Netflix, this happens all the time. They make top 10 lists, showcase series on their front page, and consistently send notifications to your phone. For unsuspecting viewers, it is easy to click and start watching. This is the reason why so many mediocre shows succeed. In today's online space, it is easier than ever. This is not to say that TV is not guilty of this as well. There are hundreds of channels on satellite and cable. On a 24/7 channel, they also fill it with quantity over quality. If they are not doing that, they are playing repeats. No matter where you go, this type of thing will always exist. From the beginning, everyone knew that Queen Cleopatra would fail to impress. This is the whole reason why showrunners are making certain casting choices. There is plenty of African queens to choose from. It is not a coincidence that they selected an Egyptian that was likely Greek. It sparks outrage, and outrage garners clicks. The strategy is short-term but adequate if you are looking for quick money. Being talented is overrated today, and people's default setting is anger. Tapping into that anger can be highly profitable. The media loves a good culture war, and so do the people. Baiting outrage works. We see it all the time. In all honesty, I am guilty of doing the same thing sometimes. The keyword research tool I use tells me to title my headlines negatively because it will garner more attraction. There is a reason why your favorite content creators make 50 videos about the same topic. It works. I know this because I watch all 50 videos on the same outrage topics. The culture war is not real, but it feels real, which is enough. The media is the worst offender of this. They pit people against each other all the time. In the land of entertainment, it is no different. Breaking into this space is highly competitive. Only some people with a series or movie idea will make it. Even if you get your ideas in front of an audience, there is still no guarantee of success. Many movies and series tank. If you can't get your videos to become profitable through talent, you do the next best thing. You rage bait and tap into people's anger. In addition to this, the media will help you along the way. Plenty of outlets will bend over backward, defending this type of thing. They will call you every horrible name in the book if you disagree with a particular casting choice or message. With Cleopatra, many outlets want to avoid reviewing this series because they know it is objectively bad. However, that does not stop them from writing articles calling you bad words. They do this because it sparks even more outrage, and with this, the cycle continues. Rage baiting might work in the short term, but overall it is a terrible strategy. Plenty of people will watch something just because they heard it was terrible. However, only some people stay around for a second season. It is a short-term strategy but highly effective. You do not have to be around for a long time. All you need is a season or two and you are set. It is a terrible long-term strategy, but most people do not intend to stay in the industry. They know their work can't carry them, thus they use these tactics. You will find these types of people in every industry. There is no need to be a talented boxer, you need one big pay-per-view against a prominent fighter. Even if you get knocked out in the first 10 seconds, it does not matter. You made millions. That is why so many retired MMA fighters are willing to get knocked out by Jake Paul. It is easy to live with the embarrassment if you make all that money. This is a short-sighted strategy. There is much more money in being talented and having a long career. However, if you are untalented, it does not matter. You can either stay irrelevant and make no money or reimagine some beloved movie or series and make off with a few million before it gets cancelled. The big problem does not lie with the people doing this. The problem lies with the networks allowing it to happen. Netflix is just as responsible for Cleopatra as Pinkett Smith. She might be writing this hot mess, but Netflix allows it to air. This will not return to bite Jada, she already made her money. It will, however, bite Netflix. There are only so many lousy series that a person can tolerate. Eventually, people will start to push back. In today's world of online entertainment, there are plenty of other options. I spend more time on Twitch and YouTube than on Netflix, which was not always the case. As time goes on, even more opportunities will start to pop up. You can't rely on outrage and quantity all your life.